You're watching MMA Oddsbreaker. Today we got Iaquinta here. Going to fight Joe Lauzon, UFC 183, January 31st, of course, MGM Grand Garden Arena. As most people at home, Al, it's the first time you and I are on, but most people at home know I breeze through all that because if you're following fights, you know when the next fight is. There's so much stuff going on. But as a fighter, when I was fighting still, and that was 3 years ago when I stopped, it's so hard to keep up with every fight that's going on. All of your teammates fighting in different organizations, fighting on different cards with the same organization. It's all over the place. You guys over there with Longo and Sarah's team, everybody's fighting all the time. Local shows, small shows there, big shows, throughout the country, plus, like yourself, fighting in the UFC. Yep. Do you find it hard sometimes getting your training partners to be on the same cycle that you're on? Like, some guys might be getting ready to have to leave for 2 weeks or be gone for a month because they just fought, and you need them to be in the room.
Yeah, it can be difficult at times. I'm lucky here on Long Island. We have a tight-knit group of guys. We have Belmore Kickboxing and Long Island MMA. We do a lot of sparring with those guys too. Okay. So, between my gym, there's always guys getting ready. We have guys, just getting ready for jiu-jitsu tournaments, kickboxing fights. So there's always guys getting ready for fights, and then we go over to the neighboring gyms and get good sparring in. So there's never a lack of good training partners on the island.
Who's the one training partner that you love going with, but you hate at the same time? Like, that, this is the guy I got to be with because he challenges me, but I got to be on this round. If I'm kind of tired or kind of sore from this morning's practice, I'm dead.
That's Johnny Bonilla Bowman. He's a Division I. He wrestled at Hofstra, and he kickboxed in Glory. He just signed with Bellator. He's got one fight in Bellator. He's going to be making some noise, and he's just 3 rounds of hell. He's in the wrestling community, he's known for the guy that even if they beat him in wrestling, they never wanted to wrestle him again because he was a grinder, and no third period. You're not getting out of that third period without taking some damage.
Do you kind of mimic your style now, kind of off that kind of set? Because it seems like that you're one of those guys, too, that even if you get beat and you've only got 3 losses out of 13 fights, that guys walk away kind of like, I've kind of had enough of Al. I hope I never see him again unless I've got the belt and he's challenging me for the title.
Yeah, I definitely think that everyone I've lost to doesn't want another fight with me. I think I've put it on them a little bit. They've gotten hit, and they know that they got away with one. So that's always my goal, is to just get in people's heads, and even if they do win, they don't want to see me again.
Who scares you more, Sarah or Longo?
Oh, geez. At the same time, it's really who can make me laugh more. Those guys, they're both characters. And it's in the training room, it's tough, it's grueling. But then when we get done and we're just bullshitting, it's all fun, games, laughs, and it makes going to the gym every day real enjoyable.
Now, I texted with Matt yesterday to set this interview up with you, and Matt said he's getting ready to go roll with you. Let's be honest. Matt's not in the greatest shape. He doesn't. He looks like a freaking bowling pin right now. But he loves his family. He loves his pasta. It's where he's at. Yeah. Is he tougher now because he's so much more relaxed and not so worried about competing as much, or was he tougher before when he was still competing and still kind of figuring out what he was going to do at the end of his career?
Every time I've gone with him, it's a humbling experience. I can't really judge now from then. It's just he's so strong, and he knows his body weight so well. No matter what he weighs, it feels like he weighs twice as much just because of the way he applies his body weight, and his mechanics. His techniques are second nature now. He's not even really thinking about it. He's just going through it, and it's very humbling going with somebody like that. I learn something new every day.
I haven't talked to anybody that trains with him that has said anything different. They all say the same thing, that honestly, if he really wanted to and he really wanted to buckle down, he could go back in and be competing at a high level, black belt level jiu-jitsu tournaments all the time, gi and no gi, and it really wouldn't affect him. Of course, at his age, does he want to get hit in the head anymore? Does he want to get punched in the face anymore? No. I wouldn't want him to see him going back into fighting MMA, but I would definitely like to see him do a lot more grappling and get himself back in there, because everybody's like, it's so humbling to roll with him. He's such a badass when he gets on top of you.
Yep. Yeah. No. I think he's in a good place right now. He's got kids. He's got a bunch of schools. So I think he's happy what he's doing, and maybe he'll get the itch again and he'll hop back in there. I know everyone would love to see it. I'd love to see it too. So we'll see.
Let's talk about Joe. Where is he the most dangerous?
He's dangerous everywhere. He's unpredictable. He just goes for things. He's pretty wild. So definitely got to be careful on the feet. He comes forward and he throws bombs, and then on the ground he pulls out submissions out of nowhere. So it's I got to stay focused for 3 full rounds to win this fight.
He's got a lot of fight of the night not fight of the night bonuses, but a lot of bonuses, fight bonuses. He's picked up quite a bit. Was that part of your game planning that you, when you sit down with your coaches and you go, okay, remember this guy gets a lot of bonuses. We got to kind of watch this about him, watch that about him. He knows how to play the judges right. He knows how to play to Dana and to Joe Silva, who make the final adjustments on who gets the bonus. Was that part of the game plan? As you're figuring out how to beat him, is how to stop that from happening as well? Well,
the thing was, the first, even still, I tell people, oh, who are you fighting next? Joe Lauzon. Oh man, it's going to be fight of the night. Fight of the night bonus you're looking at, and that's never my goal. I don't want fight of the night bonus. I want a W. I want a knockout submission. I want a dominant performance. I don't want to go out there and have an even fight that's very exciting and take a lot of damage, but give a lot of damage. That's never the goal. I want to get in there and I want to dominate. Cleanly, technically, be superior than my opponent always. So. If I'm looking for anything, I'm looking for my own, performance of the night or whatever it is. But fight of the night is definitely not in the cards.
You definitely rather have a submission or a knockout of the night, right? As opposed to fight of the night.
Definitely, for sure.
You train with a lot of good guys, like I said, in Long Island. There's a lot of great guys in your camp. I mean, obviously Chris Weidman's over there. You've got a ton of great guys in that space. Who's one of the guys you don't train with? And that you would love to train with all the time, that you've seen around town, not necessarily around town, but seen around different fights. You see around different promotions. You're like, wow, I'd really like to train with that guy. Not fight him, not go out there and do a brawl with him, but a guy like you think you could really learn from him quite a bit if you had a chance to go roll with him at some point or go train with him at some point.
I'm not really too sure. He's hot right now, and he's been looking great in his fights. Maybe Conor McGregor, He's got some flashy moves. He judges distance great. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be good person to learn from for sure.
You're the 4th lightweight guy or smaller, anybody that's 155 pounds or lighter that said that don't already train with Conor. They said I'd like to train with Conor. Like he's got something about him.
Yeah.
I watched the fight with Sievers. I watched that fight. Yep. And I was just amazed at how quick he is, how fast he is, how relaxed he is. What do you see when you watch a guy like Conor McGregor fight? Like, what did you take apart from his techniques?
His just the way he moves. He moves different than everybody. He throws really unorthodox kicks, and then he can bring it into that boxing range. And he looked like a really skilled boxer with the a little closer right before he got the finish. So and just to kind of. You see what kind of person he is on the TV, and I would just like to talk to him and see where his head is at, on a more personal level. See how see what he really thinks about the sport, and I think him among other people would be one person that I'd learn a lot from.
I think Conor's kind of like the Diaz brothers. Publicly, they're one way, but then privately, they're completely different. When you talk to Nate and Nick, when it's a private room, it's just you and a bunch of the boys. They're such sweethearts. They're such gentlemen. They're so respectful. They're so nice. And then you get a camera in front of their face, and they're flipping the camera off. And I ain't no bit. You're like, whoa, it's totally not the guy I was expecting. And I think
it's funny you say that because that probably would have been my first answer. Would be a Nick Diaz. I thought of Conor just because I saw him fight recently, but definitely Nick Diaz. Nate Diaz is in my division, so that might be a little weird. He might not like that. I don't know. But those guys are, guys that I love watching fight too. And, I like their approach to the game too. They always come in great shape, and they can go, 5 rounds hard, throwing punches constantly. They have a different style than everybody, and their boxing game is real tight, and their jiu-jitsu game is real tight. So I think I could learn a bunch from that as well.
You used to go up to Team Alpha Male quite a bit to train. but you haven't been doing that. I don't think as of late that much. Is there a reason why you stopped going up there, or
It's just been timing. I've been fighting so regularly. I like to go out there when I don't have a fight coming up. I like to stay. I feel real comfortable at home with Ray and Matt when I have a fight lined up, and so I've been pretty much fighting back to back to back. These last couple of fights. So, maybe after this fight, I'd love to get out there. Uriah's always, welcomed me out, and the whole team are, awesome guys. I have great training out there, so I can't wait to get back out there. I've been saying it for the last 3 fights. Uriah texted me, he tells me, good fight and whatnot, and I say, oh man, I'm gonna try to come out, and then I get another fight right away. So I'm kind of right back in the gym and stuff. But definitely can't wait to get out there. Those guys are awesome.
For the folks at home, he fights Kevin Lee in February of 2014, fights Mitch Clark in May of 2014, Rodrigo Dam September of 2014, Ross Pearson November of 2014, and 2015 first fight is January 31st. It's like you don't get a break. You don't get any time to slow down. Are you going to tell the management, not necessarily Dave Martin, your manager, but letting him know, like, look, you got to tell Dana and Joe and Sean Shelby, you got to leave me alone for a couple months. I need a break. Are you going to tell him, give me some time off at this point? Or are you still in that stage where you're like, if I'm good to go, another fight, no damage, I'm good to go, give me another fight?
Yeah, I feel like, if I'm healthy and I'm good to go, and why not? I was out for like a year and change when I had a knee injury, I had surgery, I was out, and that was really frustrating. And when I was in that, I was in that period, and it was real depressing. And I was like, I can't wait to get in there. I was like, when I'm healthy, and if I'm healthy and I can do it, I gotta fight as much as I can. And I've been living up to it. I've been healthy, thank God, and I've been feeling good. So it's been going well so far.
Last question before you lay out here, Al, and I appreciate you coming on here, man. It's been a long time, and
I appreciate you having me.
And Matt makes me, every time I text him or call him or ask him anything about you, a lot of times it's like a little bit late, so I don't want to bother you during like fight week. I hate bothering fighters during fight week, trying to get them on for interviews. And I ask him, how is he doing? Like, what's he feeling like? Whatever. And we spend 45 minutes of texting back and forth, and he has me laughing so hard I'm pissing myself. So it's always a pleasure to get information about you from your boss that's always, or from your coach that's always making me laugh my ass off. So are you a fighter that has to hate your opponent, has to like think negative thoughts about your opponent before you go out there and compete?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. No matter what, I don't think I really have ever hated an opponent. They're just doing the same thing, chasing the dream. We're all fighting, trying to make the best living we can doing this. I can't really knock anybody. No one's really been talking too much trash about me. So, I go in there and it's just competition. I'm looking to win. And, afterwards, pretty much I've had a drink with everyone I've fought, and, we have good respect for each other. And, it's just business, and it is what it is when we fight. So it's that's the way I go about looking at it. Someone starts talking some real trash, maybe it'll be a little different, and I'll see how I handle it when I fight angry. But, I'm pretty cool and calm and collected in there, and I think that helps me stay relaxed and put on a good show.
All right, I said last question, but really last question. You'll fight a teammate, title fight, championship belts on the line. You'll fight a teammate, a guy you train with every day, just because it's that he's the only next guy in line. He's the obvious choice, and it's just how it goes. Would you fight a teammate like that?
I would, for a title, for a championship title, I would think so. Yeah. I mean, it's like I said before, it's just business. If it's on the way to a title shot, I'm not a fan of it. There's so many guys to fight. Why would you fight a teammate? But if it's for the title and you guys are the 2 best guys, you got to see who's the best. So I think, I don't see why not.
In the way that they're doing the matchmaking right now, and it makes sense, a lot of guys are leapfrogging over other guys, getting shots before other guys do. And, so like if you have 2 guys that are both, number 2 contender, number 3 contender, then from the same camp, they don't need to fight each other. You can leapfrog one ahead and one behind, and, and have title shots done that way, as opposed to teammates fighting teammates, at least until the championship title. Then when you're at the belt, then you got to battle each other if that's the case.
Yeah, I'll agree with that 100%.
Al, thanks so much for coming on here, man. I really appreciate it. I will see you and Matt in Las Vegas when you come in.
Awesome.
I'm trying to get tickets to the fight. Hopefully, I'll be there live. Be able to watch you live. If not, I'll see you after the weigh-ins. And I'll see you after the fight at night.
Nice.
I actually, because of CFFC, I owe Matt a beer, so I got to bring him back in Vegas. So.
There you go.
All right, thanks, Al. I appreciate it so much, bud.
Got it. I appreciate it.